So, like in yesterday's class, so we discussed about what is server, what is client. Okay, then. So, what is server is? Server is a system where SQL Server is installed and running. So, SQL Server is installed in this computer. So, this computer can be called as server. But inside the server, SQL Server manages two memories. One is database, another one instance. So database is permanent storage, instance is temporary storage. Your data is temporarily stored in instance and permanently stored in database. Because this memory is allocated in RAM, this memory is allocated in hard disk. Okay, then. But we cannot directly work with what servers. Okay, na? You cannot directly sit in front of the server and work with the database. You need another system. What that system is called? That system is called client. Using this client, you connect to server, submit the request, receive the response. Okay, na? In banking, we use ATM. And you connect to the server, submit the request. What is the request? Withdraw, deposits, money transfer, like that. And you receive the response. So then, but what should be installed in client computer? What should be installed in client computer? A tool should be installed. What the tool is? SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, then. So then what is this SQL Server is? So it is called what? It is a DBMS product. DBMS product from Microsoft, used to create and to manage databases. So it can be used for both development as well as for administration. So what are the activities of what development and DBA? What are the day-to-day activities of development? The day-to-day activities of admin. So if you join as a developer, so these are your day-to-day activities. If you join as a DBA, so these are your day-to-day activities. But in this class, what is covered? Okay, na? In this class, so I'll be covering what development and as well as what's DBA. DBA level. So both are covered. Development plus admin. Both topics are covered in this class. But actually, who required this? Sir, who required this? Who required this? Anyone. Any developer required this. You want to become .NET developer, you need this. You want to become Power BI developer, you need this. So, any developer, so whether it is web development like Power BI or Tableau, so any developer requires this development activities. Okay, then. But who need this? Who need this? Who wants to become what? SQL Server developer. Who wants to develop career in SQL Server? They need this. Okay, na? But you want to become a .NET developer, you don't need this. You want to become Power BI developer, you don't need this. So you need only what? Development. But you want to become SQL Server developer, then you want to become SQL Server developer, then you need both. So, but in this class, I'll be covering both. I'll be covering the development part plus DBA part. But this because here the focus is mainly what? Here the focus is mainly what's it? Development. This is SQL Server development course actually. But so in addition to this development, I'll be covering this DBA part also. Okay? Then, but what I can guarantee is, I can guarantee this development, I can give you the experience level. When development is considered, I can give the what? Experience level. Experience level means like I can guarantee that 2+ and 3+ years of experience. After completing this course, you can be equivalent to 2+ 3+ years of experience. So that means a fresher joined in one company, after 2 years, after 3 years, whatever the experience he gains in SQL Server, the same thing you can gain it from this course. But DBA, okay na? DBA, but what I can promise is, I can promise the DBA, basic DBAs are covered. Because experience means again, this becomes what? Separate track. Okay na? So to experience level means again, I need to spend more time for this DBA. So that is why what I can guarantee is DBA, I can give what? Fresher level, but development I can give what's the experience level. Okay na? Then next. So what are the versions of SQL Server? Okay, then. So what are the versions of SQL Server? Versions are there from 1.1, 4.2, 6.0, 6.5, 7.0, like this. Versions are there from 1. Okay, but from 2000 onwards, versions are based on what? Year-based versions. So up to 2000, so the version is based on serial number, sequence number, serial number. But from 2000 onwards, this is based on year. So this is released in 2000 year. This is released in 2005. This is released in 2012, 14, 16, 17, 19, like this. So okay? Then. So all these are like versions. But what is the difference between one version to another version? Some features. So to the 2014, some new features are added and released what? 2016. Some new features added to 2016, released 17. Next released 2019. So one to another one, some features are added. But maximum in interviews, okay na? In interviews, so they focus on last 3. If they ask any questions on versions, they'll ask only last 3. What are the last 3 is 16, 17, 19. Now, so what are the features introduced in SQL Server 2016? One is called what's it? Polybase. One is called JSON. One is called temporal tables. Okay, then dynamic data masking, row level security, like this. So these are the some of the features introduced in 2016. Okay, then polybase, JSON, temporal tables, dynamic data masking, and what is JSON stands for? JavaScript Object Notation. Okay.
అంటే అదేంటిది కరెన్సీ ఆస్ట్రేలియన్ డాలర్ మన ఇండియన్ కరెన్సీ ఇక్కడ డాలర్ ఓకే
Now, but what is polybase? What is JSON? Okay, then we'll see that. Now,
ఓకే ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ ఇచ్చారు మొత్తం
now,
కోర్స్ 2 ఇయర్స్
now, next,
ఓకే
what is this using polybase? Okay, using polybase, SQL Server can access. Okay, na? Using polybase, SQL Server can access the data stored in external sources. Using this polybase, SQL Server can access the data stored in what other sources. Like suppose, for example, then 1 second, just see. This is SQL Server. Okay, then, and actually, the data is, suppose, some data stored in what's it? Hadoop. The data stored in what? Hadoop. Okay, na? Some data stored in what? Hadoop. Now, SQL Server wants to access the data stored in what? Hadoop. Hadoop is there. Okay, na? In Hadoop, some data stored, but I want to access the data from SQL Server. So before 2016, you cannot access what? The data stored in other sources, other data sources like Hadoop. But from 2016 onwards, we can access the data stored in other data sources. How it is possible? By using what? Polybase. With the help of polybase, we can access the data stored in other data sources. Then, next, now,
ఆ స్కోర్ ఎట్లా వస్తుంది మనకి
ah,
పిఆర్
so earlier, suppose earlier, SQL Server, SQL Server can, so there is a data. The data is there in what's that? Excel. So this is Excel file. Okay, this is Excel file. Now, so we can import this data into what's that? SQL Server. So Excel file is there. That Excel file contains some data. We can import this data into what? SQL Server database. There is a one file. What that file is called? Text file. What that file is called? Text file. So text file contains some data. We can import this data into SQL Server. There is another file. Usually, you come across 3 files. Okay, na? Earlier, you maximum, you come across what's it? 3. What are the 3 files? Maximum Excel, text file. Next one more is there. What is that is? That is called XML. What is that is called? XML. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. Maximum earlier, you come across 3. Okay, na? Sometimes what? You receive the data in WhatsApp. Sometimes you receive the data in what? Excel. Sometimes you receive the data in text. Sometimes you receive the data in XML. You want to load this data into what? You want to load this data into what, sir? SQL Server. You want to load this data into what? SQL Server. Okay, na? So earlier, SQL Server supports XML, SQL Server supports Excel, SQL Server supports text file. Okay. Now, from 2016 onwards, SQL supports another file. What is that file is called? JSON files. JavaScript object notation. Okay, na? Then, so it also supports another file. What is that file is called? JSON file, JavaScript object notation. Now, SQL Server can also work with what? SQL Server. SQL Server can also work with SQL Server. SQL Server can also work with what files? JSON files. Earlier, before 2016, SQL Server supports only 3 files. Now it also supports one more. What is that is called? JSON.
నాన్ పియర్స్ కూడానా?
Sir, okay na? Now, so like for example, like suppose here, then uh, see, like one organization is there, one company is there. The company wants to analyze COVID data. There is a company, that company wants to analyze what's it? COVID data. Like they want to do some analysis. Okay, na? How many are affected? How many deaths? How many are recovered? What is the age group? Which age groups are more affected? Which age groups are less affected? They want to do some analysis. And first, they collect the data. They collect the data from what's it? Different places, hospitals, etc. They collect the data. They collect the data from government also. Okay, na? Then initially the data stored in what's it? Excel. Initially they store the data in what's it? Excel. Now they want to analyze the data. But to analyze the data, SQL is the best platform. For data analysis, what's it? SQL is the what's it? Best platform because number of features are there in SQL for analysis. Then what they do, but where is the data now? The data is there in what? Excel. Now they load this data into SQL Server. They load this data into SQL Server and they do what? Analysis. They do what? Analysis. They analyze the data. So using SQL features, they can do the analysis easily. Understood or not? Then, but earlier, the data will be there in only 3 formats. Either you receive the data in XML, or you receive the data in Excel, or you receive the data in text file. But nowadays, what? So there is one more file format is there. What is that file format is? JSON. Okay, na? Now nowadays you may receive the data in JSON also. Then SQL Server also should support JSON or not? Yes. Then that feature is introduced in what's it? 2016. JSON. Temporary tables for saving the changes to the data, dynamic data masking. All you will be understand after going to the actual topics. Okay, na? Now. So just like identity cache, some string functions are introduced in 2017. Automatic tuning is introduced. Then. Then. So these are the some features introduced in what versions, each version, 16, 17 and what 19.
అలా సరిపోయింది. మన ఇష్టం కదా. అక్కడ
Then
అంటే రెంటెడా లేదంటే ఓన్ కొనుక్కున్నారా?
now
ఆహా. ఎవరికైనా ఖాళీ పెట్రోల్ రేట్ తక్కువ ఉంటుంది, ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. గంటలు ఎంత ఎర్న్ చేస్తాం మనం? గంటలు ఎంత ఎర్న్ చేయగలుగుతాం? స్టూడెంట్కి ఎంత సార్? డాలర్స్, ఆస్ట్రేలియన్ డాలర్స్. ఓకే.
okay,
ఆ రోజు వర్క్
now
చేసుకోవడం మంచిదా?
okay then. But you install any what version? You install any version? You install okay either SQL Server 2016 or install 17 or install what's it 19. Okay na? Then so any version you install. Now, but how to install?
స్టోర్ వర్క్ దగ్గర
How to install?
అదే నేను
So tell me what softwares you want to install. You want to practice. If you want to practice, what softwares you have to install? Two. What are the two? SQL Server plus SSMS. Then first thing, what? Just listen this first. So first thing, install what? Then first one, install SQL Server 2019. First install SQL Server, next install SSMS. Okay na? Then. But I found students installing only SSMS. That will not work. Installing only SQL Server. That will not work. You need to install both. So then, see, Google like SQL Server 2019. Just listen this first because I'll give the links. Download SQL Server 2019 download. Okay, then if you say SQL Server 2019 download, you'll get a link. What is that is? SQL Server downloads. Then select this one. SQL Server downloads. Select this. So when you select this, then like what you are getting something. SQL Server on WhatsApp Azure. You select this, you download this. If you want to install SQL Server in Cloud Server, you want to install SQL Server in WhatsApp Cloud Azure Server, Cloud Server, then download this one. So then you want to install SQL Server in IoT devices. IoT means Internet of Things. If you want to install SQL Server in IoT devices, then download this one. You want to install SQL Server in on-premises, like this, not cloud. I want to install SQL Server in this computer. Then what? What you have to select? On-premises. You want to install SQL Server in Cloud Server, download this. You want to install SQL Server in IoT devices, download this. You want to install SQL Server in a normal server or PCs, then download this one. But this is what? Free trial. Means it works for 180 days. Okay, na? It works for 180 days. You can use this for 180 days. After 180 days, it will ask license. Okay, now after 180 days, it will ask what's the license. So this is free edition or not free edition? It is not free edition. It is free for only 180 days. After 180 days, you have to take license. So that is the reason Microsoft is given two free editions. One is what? Developer edition. Another one what's that? Express edition. So these two editions are free editions. You don't need to take any license. You understood or not? You don't need to take any license. You can download, you can install, you can use it. Sir, okay? Then you download any either developer or what's that? Express edition. Anything is okay. Okay, na? Anything is okay. Either download developer edition or what? Express edition. Anything is okay. So then, like suppose here, then I'm downloading what's that? Download what? Developer edition. I'm downloading the developer edition. So this say downloaded. This is downloaded. The developer edition is what's it? Downloaded. Next, so where we can find this? Where we can find this? Downloads. We can find this in downloads. Then go to downloads, showing folder. Then, so, like, okay, na? Then you got this file. Yes or no? Downloaded. One file is downloaded. Then what you have to do? Double click. When you double click, then installation starts. After downloading, you got the file now. Double click this file. When you double click this file, then installation starts. Installation starts. So this is a link for what's it? This is a link for what? Downloading. Then once again, SQL Server, like in SQL Server, this is what? Download link. This is a link for downloading. Like otherwise you do one thing. Okay, na? Otherwise you do one thing. Just go to Google, type what? SQL Server 2019 download. Just see. Otherwise you see once again. Then, so what? Go to what's it? Google. Then just go to Google and type what? SQL Server 2019 download. Then after this, you'll get a link. What is that link? Microsoft, www.microsoft.com. Don't go to other links. Okay, go to Microsoft.com. Even if you go to other links, then they will redirect to what? Microsoft. So that is why directly go to what's it? Microsoft.com. So then select this SQL Server downloads. Okay, then after selecting SQL Server downloads, then you'll get this page. In this, which one you select? Developer or Express? Anything is okay. Developer or Express. Okay, na? Then. So I downloaded what's it? Developer. Then after downloading, you'll get a file. So double click that file. When you double click that file, installation what's it? Starts. Okay, na? Installation begins. So next. Next, then how to install? How to install? Then what the next one is? What is like? What the next one is? Step by step what? Installation. Then step by step installation. Sir, which version is downloaded? 2000 what? 19. See that, you can see that. What that is? SQL, what's that? 2019. If it is 2017, then it will show SQL 2017. But what version is downloaded? 2019 is downloaded. Next. Then, now, let's see. So, step by step, what? Installation of what? SQL Server 2019, what's that? Developer Edition. Okay, na? Step by step installation of SQL Server 2019 Developer Edition. Then, so there is a here computing for geeks. Okay, na? There is a website. So, like you go to this one, you go to this, you click this, then they give the step by step, even with screenshots. Okay, step 1, step 2, step 3. So they give that with screenshots. Now go to this one, install SQL Server 2019 Developer Edition. So this is the link for what? Step by step installation. Just remember this one. What that is? Computing geeks. So in Google, what you have to type? Step by step installation of what? What? SQL Server 2019. Okay, then now. So total, how many are there? How many? Then okay. Then now let's see this here. First one. Then first one. What you select? One file is downloaded now. Yes or no? You double click this. What? Double click. You double click. So when you double click, then you'll get this one. Okay, na? In this there are 3 options. What are the 3 options? Basic, developer, download, media. Select what's it? Custom. Basic, custom, download, media. So you select what? Custom. Okay, then now after selecting custom, next one. So then here left side, it will show some options. So you select installation. You select what? Installation. Some options are there. You select installation. Then, so after selecting installation, right side, select what? New SQL Server standalone installation. First option. What is that first option? New SQL Server standalone installation. So first thing, you'll get this one. Here you select what's that? Custom. After selecting custom, next one. In the next step, select what? Installation. Right side you select what? New SQL Server standalone installation. Okay, then. So, next. After this, specify the what's are edition. What is the edition you are installing? Developer. There are 2. One is developer, another one express. So you are installing what? Developer edition. So select the developer. Next. Everything is mentioned here. What options you have to select. Next, what button you have to click. Everything is mentioned here. Okay, na? Next, license here, just simply what? Accept. Accept the license. After accepting the license, next it is asking, you want to receive updates from Microsoft. You want to receive the updates from Microsoft. If you want to receive, enter your email ID. You don't want to receive, uncheck. No need to check. I don't want to receive any updates from Microsoft. If you select, then every time it gives WhatsApp updates. So you are installing SQL Server 2019 now. Next, after 1 month, one new version is released. 2020 is released, or 2022. This is 2022 is released. Then immediately it gives WhatsApp updates. So 2022 is available, ready to install. Do you want to install? Every day it gives that message. Okay, na? You want that kind of updates, then select this option. You don't want that updates, then don't select. Sir, okay, na? Like you receive that updates in Windows also. You install Windows 10. Now Windows 11 is available. Then every day it gives WhatsApp updates. Okay, na? Windows 11 is available. Do you want to install? Windows 11 is available. Do you want to install? Like that. Yes or no? If you want that type of updates from Microsoft, you select this. But I don't want that. Uncheck. Okay? Then. Next one. Like this is nothing. Just here. Simply it checks validation part. We don't need to do anything. Simply click what? Next. And future selection. In future selection, what you have to select? Database engine. In future selection, what you have to select? Database engine. Don't select machine learning here. Don't select machine learning. Sir, okay na? Then if you select machine learning, then it checks for Python libraries. If that libraries are available, installation will be successful. If that libraries are not available, installation fails. That is why don't select WhatsApp machine learning. Here machine learning is selected, but you don't select. Select only first option. What that is? Database engine. Database engine. Okay na? Then. Next. Click next. Instance configuration. Here also you don't need to do anything. Simply leave it to the default. Okay. Next one. Server configuration. Here also no need to do anything. Simply click next. And database engine parameters. Then here you select, it is asking authentication mode. Select what? Mixed mode. It is asking authentication mode. Select what, sir? Mixed mode. Where we use this, you'll understand in the next step, in the what? Next topic. How to connect to SQL Server, that time you'll understand. So you select what? Mixed mode authentication. There are two authentication modes. What are the two authentication modes? One is Windows, another one mixed mode. Select what? Mixed mode authentication. Next it is asking the password. Enter the password. Remember this password. Enter the password and remember this password. Where we use this password, we'll see at the time of connecting to SQL Server. At the time of connecting to SQL Server, it will ask what's the login and password. It will ask login and what's the password. Okay, na? So this is the password. Okay, then you enter the password and remember this password. Then click what? Next. Next steps nothing. Just finish. Click next, finish. So installation is what's it? Completed. Sir, here actually everything is what? Everything is what's it? Like automatic. You don't need to do anything. Simply click next, next, next. Only in 1 or 2 steps you need to enter. What is that is? First one. Here you come to this first step. What is this here? Here what? You select what's it? Here you select what? Custom. Next what? Here select installation. Right side you select what? New SQL Server standalone installation. Next one, developer edition. Automatically developer will be selected. Just simply you have to click what? Next one. What you have to do? Accept. Next one. Updates. So don't select this. Next one. Here also no need to do anything. Simply click next. Future selection. Select only database engine. Don't select what's that machine learning like that. Next one. Instance configuration. Here also no need to do anything. Simply click what? Next. Next one. Here also click next. Here you have to select what? Mixed mode and enter what's the password. That's all. In this step you remember. So select mixed mode, enter password. Okay, that's all. Analysis services. Nothing here. That's all. Finish. So this is what installation of what's it? SQL Server. Downloading and installation. Okay, then SQL Server is ready in your system. SQL Server is what? Ready. But you want to connect to the SQL Server. And you want to create the database like that. Yes or no? But to connect to the SQL Server, what is required? SSMS is required. Then, what is the next one? SSMS. SSMS download. But in SSMS, there is no step-by-step installation. Just a double click. Installation starts and installation ends. We don't need to go step-by-step. There is no step-by-step for what? SSMS. Just what? Download, double click, installation will be started. And we don't need to enter anything. Okay, na? Then. So, but where we can download this? Again what? Google. Type what? What we have to type? SQL Server what? Management Studio. Okay, na? Then SQL Server Management Studio what? Download SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, then. So here you got one. What is this? docs.microsoft.com. Okay, na? So always you download it from what? Microsoft official websites. Even if you go to other websites also, they will redirect to what's it? Microsoft Home. So then download SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, then. So this is the what? Link for downloading. So just go to docs.microsoft.com, SSMS download. Okay, then. Now, next, let's see. So in this, there is a call what? In this, there is a call. What is it? Download what's that? SSMS. Free download for SQL Server Management Studio. Yes. Then click this. Then. So this is what's it? Downloaded. Okay, na? Then. This is downloaded. After downloading, then what? Simply double click. Okay, na? After double click, then installation starts. But here we don't have any step by step. Okay, there is no step by step here. Just only one step. So install. That's all.
చెప్తారు కదా అది సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ అక్కడ డైరెక్ట్గా ఇప్పుడు నేను పేమెంట్ చేయడానికి వచ్చిన చెప్తారు కదా అంటే నేను ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్లో ఆఫ్లైన్ రాను సో నాకు ఇది ఒకటి చాలు
So then After installation,
క్లాసెస్ అయ్యా
now it is what, sir? What is ready in your system?
లాస్ట్
SQL Server is ready.
రేపు ఎలా చేస్తారు
SSMS is also ready.
ఓకే ఓకే
Then
రేపు నేను వస్తాను రేపు
how do you know SSMS is installed or not?
అడ్మిన్ అండి మీరు
How do you know SSMS is installed or not?
అంటే
Then
పేమెంట్
how do you check SQL Server is installed or not? After installation, then you want to check SQL Server is installed or not. SSMS is installed or not. How you check SQL Server is installed or not? Then here, just go to search. In search, then there is a call what? In search, go to search. There is a call what? Services. You know services? Okay. So there is a services. Just go to services. See, this is all just what? Check whether SQL Server is installed in your computer or not. So go to services. There is a services. So select the services. Then, so it is showing list of services running in your computer. List of services running in your computer. For example, antivirus. Antivirus is a service. Okay, na? When antivirus is running in your system, it will show that. In this list, it will show antivirus. Okay? Like that, it will show the list of services running in your system. So in this, like in this list, go to yes. All the services are alphabetically ordered, A to Z. How the services are ordered? Alphabetical, A to Z. So go to service starts with what, sir? Yes. Go to service starts with S. Then you see that. What is that is? SQL Server. SQL Server. Yes or no? SQL Server. Then what is this is? This is what? Running. That means SQL Server is installed and it is running in your system. SQL Server is what? Installed and it is running. If successfully installed, then you find the service. If the service is not there, that means it is not installed in your computer. If SQL Server is installed, compulsory the service will be there. What is that service? SQL Server. You see that SQL Server. If the service is there, means it is installed in your computer. If the service is not there, that means it is not installed in your computer. Sir, okay now? That. So now, okay. So now SQL Server is installed plus what, sir? Install plus running. So it is running. Now we can connect or not? Yes. How to connect? Through SSMS. Through what? SSMS. Then how do you check SSMS is installed or not? How do you check SSMS? SSMS is a tool. SSMS is a tool. Okay, na? So the tool is installed in your computer or not? Like how do you know paintbrush is there or not? You want to open paintbrush. Then what you do? You want to open paintbrush. Then there is a search here. So just go to search. Then type what? Go to search. Here type what, sir? Paint. Paint. Then, so this tool, like double click this. Paintbrush opens. Yes. You want to open Notepad. Then go to search. Then type what? Notepad. So Notepad, like, okay. So click this tool. Click this. Then Notepad opens. Yes or no? Similarly, you want to open what? SQL Server Management Studio. SQL Server Management Studio is successfully installed. Then after that you want to open. Then go to search. Type what? SQL. Just if you type SQL, then it is showing what is this is? Microsoft what? SQL Server Management Studio. Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, na? That means this tool is installed in your computer. Then what you have to do? Click this. When you click this, then this tool opens. Okay, na? Then So any tool you want to open, go to sets, type this. Okay, then. So this tool opens.
నువ్వు మరి న్యాయంగానే చెయ్యి మరి అన్ని ఆన్లైన్లో వాడేసరికి
ఐబొమ్మలో రావట్లేదు బొక్క
అయిపోయి వెనక్కి వచ్చింది కదా ఇంత ఇది
అంతే కదా మరి ఇంకెందుకు కొండం బొక్క తెలుసా ఆహాలు వచ్చినాయి అన్ని అందులో వచ్చేస్తున్నాయి ఐబొమ్మలో ఇందులో వచ్చినాయి అన్నీ వచ్చేస్తున్నాయి ఇంకెందుకు కొండని చెప్పు అవునా కదా అదిగా కొండం మానేసి చిరాకు దగ్గర ఐబొమ్మ వచ్చిన దగ్గర నుంచి సినిమా దగ్గర నాకు చూసేది మరి కొత్త సినిమాలు చూడాలంటే మూవీ
So first time it takes time, but next time onwards what?
ఈరోజు
Okay.
8:30 ఉందండి 8:30 అంటే డైరెక్ట్ యూఎస్ వెళ్ళాలనుకుంటా
దిగ్గా ఉందా
ఏముండదు ఆయన
శ్రీముఖి
కాదు సన్న కూడా వెళ్ళిపోయింది పడదు అయిపోతుంది
జులై సినిమాలో అది అనుకోలేదు అసలు అది అనుకోలేదు శ్రీముఖి కాదనుకుంటున్నాను
పుష్పాల డైలాగ్ ఒక హైలైట్ డైలాగ్ తెచ్చింది ఉంటాం అన్న నేను ఇచ్చేది అమ్ముద్ది అంటది కదా ఎవరు ఇది అన్న అంటారు గుర్తించాలంటారు
అర్థం కాలే
పుష్పాలని అన్న నేను ఇచ్చేది అమ్ముద్ది అంటది కదా అన్న అంటారు గుర్తిస్తానంటది ఎవరు ఇచ్చేది కదా
Okay, then. Now,
డైలాగ్
so
క్రియేటివిటీ
then after you double click, okay na? So it opens. Then what it is asking? Like you have to connect to SQL Server. To connect to SQL Server, you have to give these details. What are the details you have to give? Server type, server name, authentication, login, password. Okay na? Then so now let's see here. Then after this, what's it? Like what? How to connect to what? SQL Server. How to connect to SQL Server? So to connect to SQL Server, okay, open what? Open SSMS, enter the following what details. To connect to SQL Server, open SSMS, enter following details. Oh. What details you have to enter? Server, first one, server type. Server type. Server type is fixed. What is that is? Database engine. Server type is fixed. First one, server type. Server type is what's it? Server type is database engine. What the next one is? Server name. Okay. Next one is server name. Server name is, what is the server name means? Server name means what? Name of the computer. Server name means what? Name of the computer. Name of the computer where SQL Server is installed. Okay na? Name of the computer. Where is the old batch? Okay na? Server name. So server name means what? Name of the computer where SQL Server is installed. So where SQL Server is installed? SQL Server is installed in this computer na? Server name is this computer name. How to find out this computer name? How to find out this computer name? To find this computer name, then there is a call what? Computer icon is there, no? This PC. Earlier it is my computer. Now it is what, sir? This PC. Select this, right click, go to what? Properties. So you can find the computer name. This PC. So then in this, like it will give the properties, computer properties. In that you can find that property. What are the properties? Device name. What's that? Device name. What is the device name? Desktop, then -AKR4GON something. Device name. Computer name. Computer name. Name of the computer. Device name means computer name. So how to find out this? Just go to this PC, right click, go to properties. In properties, you can find the computer name. Okay, na? Then. Next. After this, what the next one is? Next one is what's it? What the next one is? Authentication. Authentication. Sir, in installation, authentication is there. You selected mixed mode. Yes or no? There are two authentications. One is Windows, another one mixed mode. Okay? Then, so if you select Windows, then here you will get only one authentication mode. But if you select mixed mode, what is the authentication mode you selected? Mixed mode. If you select mixed mode authentication, then you'll get two authentication modes. One is what's it? Windows. Another one what's it? SQL Server authentication mode. You'll get two authentication modes. What is the two authentication modes? One is Windows. Another one SQL Server. Windows authentication mode or SQL Server authentication mode. You'll get two authentication modes. But from these two authentication, you select one authentication. What the authentication I selected? SQL Server. SQL Server. So that is why in the installation time, select mixed mode. Don't select what's Windows. What the difference between Windows and this is, if you select Windows authentication, then it will not ask what's login and password. If you select SQL Server authentication, then it will ask login and password. You got it? For Windows authentication, login and password is not required. For SQL Server authentication, what is required? Login and password is required. That means which is more secure? SQL Server authentication is secure than Windows authentication. Okay, na? Which is secure? SQL Server authentication is secure than Windows. In Windows, it will not ask user and password. That means everyone can connect now. Yes or no? So you logged on to Windows. If you log into Windows, then you can connect to SQL Server. That means there is no security. Security at SQL Server side, there is no security. Yes or no? Everyone log into Windows can connect to SQL Server. So no security. But if it is SQL Server authentication, if you log into Windows, can you connect to SQL Server? No. Then you must know what? You must know login and password. So without knowing that login and password, you cannot connect to SQL Server. So which is provides more security? SQL Server authentication. So, but when we get SQL Server authentication, in installation time, if you select what's mixed mode, then only we'll get SQL Server authentication. In installation time, if you select what? Windows authentication, then you'll get only one. What that is? Windows. But you don't get SQL Server. But if you select mixed mode authentication, then you will get both Windows and SQL Server. So choice is yours. Which one you want to use? choice is yours. But what is recommended? SQL Server authentication is recommended. Then, so, but select this one, SQL Server authentication. Next, what is the next one? Login. Login is SA. SA. Login is SA. This SA is created automatically. You don't need to create SA. SA login is created automatically. SA means system admin. SA stands for system admin. So this is admin user. Okay. Then do we need to create SA? Do we need to create SA? No, no need to create SA. SA is created what? Automatically. Next one, password. Sir, password. Then, but in the installation time, we entered the password now. In the installation time, we entered what, sir? Password. Yes or no? Enter password. I said, remember the password. Okay. That password. Whatever the password you entered in installation time, that password we enter here. But in installation, during the installation, I entered the password. What's it? 123 or 123 or 456 like that. I entered the password is 456. You also enter simple password. Don't enter complex passwords. Okay, I iterate what something like that. Don't enter complex passwords. Enter what? Simple password. So password 456. Okay, na? So server type is fixed. Database engine. Server name is name of the computer. Authentication is what? SQL Server authentication. Login is what? SA. Password is what? 456. 456 in my system, not in your system. In your system, you enter the password. Yes or no? But recommended is enter like simple 1, 2, 3, ABC like that. We'll see how to recover. Okay, na? If you forgot the SA password, then you connect it to WhatsApp. Log into system as Windows. Windows, it will not ask password now. Log into SQL Server. Change the password of what? SA. Change the password of SA. Okay, na? Then I'll show that. Like then next to connect. Connect. So 456. 456. Click what? Connect. Click connect. Then so connected to what? Connected to WhatsApp SQL Server. Okay, na? A connection is established between user and SQL Server. That means user then using what? SSMS connected to what? SQL Server. A connection is established. Okay, then what is this is client? What is this is server? But in my system, client and server is one. Both one. Client and server is only one. But if you go to real time, server is separate and client is separate. Okay, na? You joined as a developer. When you join as a developer, they give one laptop to you. In that laptop, they install SSMS. They don't install SQL Server. They install what? SSMS. They install SSMS in your computer, and then what they will do? Thus, this is your login. This is your password. Every day you connect to SQL Server by using this login and password. Understood? That's all. So then a connection is established between user and SQL Server. Okay, then. So what this is called? This is called what? After like one is open. Okay, now window. What is this is called? Object Explorer. What is this is called? Object Explorer. Okay, then. So in this you can see list. You can see the list. There are some folders. Okay, what is this is? Databases, security, server objects, replication, polybase, management, etc. Okay, now you can see the list. So in this list, there is a what? Databases. Expand this databases. So what is this is? List of databases. That means in my computer, SQL Server is managing what's it? Databases. What is SQL Server? SQL Server manages what? Databases. And this SQL Server is managing how many databases means? So it is managing what's it? 4 databases. You see that inside the server, how many databases are there? Okay, you see that 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that is? DB 11 a.m. Next one, DB 20. Next one, DB 2 p.m. Next one, DB 7 a.m. What are these? Databases. So total, how many databases are there? 4 databases are there. That means this SQL Server is managing 4 databases. Okay, then so this is SQL Server, and this SQL Server is managing what's that? Databases. So DB1, DB2, DB3, DB4, like this. So there are number of databases. But here this server contains only 3. But if you go to real-time servers, that server contains what's it? Hundreds of databases. In Wipro, they are doing one project. That project contains 470 databases. Microsoft Server contains 1500 databases. Okay, then. So like that. So a server manages what? Number of databases. But I don't want to use these databases. I want to create a separate database for our class. And every day I want to use that. I want to create a what? Separate database for our class. And every day I want to use that. So we'll see that in the next class. How to create what's that? Database. We'll see that in the next class. But next class is Monday. Tomorrow, actually, I got one previous class is there. I need to complete that. Just one topic is left. I need to complete that. So tomorrow I'm taking that previous batch. So only this Saturday. But next week onwards, Saturday also class will be there. But only this Saturday I need to finish one batch. Okay, na? So what the next class is on? Monday. Okay, na? Same time. Huh?